some people need to hear that shit though.
Yeah.
Like I think that's why Andrew Tate like blew up so much too, because he's just so aggressive with like his style. Like, and I'm not. There's some things I like. I agree with like him. There's something I don't. But like some people need to hear that aggressive. Get off your fucking ass. You're a pussy. Get to work.
Yeah,
get
it's
to
a
work.
big eye opener.
Like, and to be honest, I was one of those people for a long time.
All of us.
Like if I was a young man, dude, like I'd probably be a huge Andrew Tate fan, dude. Because I was at one point I needed to hear that shit.
Well, that's like, what it is with a lot of people, and like a lot of like I don't really agree with almost most things that Andrew Tate says, but you are right, like in that sense to where like he does.
People need to, some people just need to hear that shit.
Yeah, literally, and it's like there's and that's the thing that's kind of cool is I feel like that's the shift lately is that's what people have been like talking about. It'll be like almost anything that you hear that's been like popular on the internet or something like Cat Williams, for example. Like it's all about like people like almost exposing the truth of like whether like you need to work harder, that you need to actually like be the person that you say that you're going to be, because like
calling people out on their bullshit. Like it's gotten like the society's has this weird thing right now where it's like you can't hurt people's feelings, and if you call someone
so stupid,
then if you call someone, well, it's like if you call someone out on their shit, you're the fucking asshole about it.
Because
that's how it is, like, because I do that shit all the time, man.
But I think people are starting to get like there's a shift as like that was the norm for a while, but now I think people are starting to get like fed up with it. Like this is enough.
Well, because it is good because like it's the whole thing of that what is it like, people who get their feelings hurt over anything that anyone says, it's like your feelings are valid and it's totally fine that they got hurt, but you shouldn't expect anyone else to give two fucks that your feelings hurt, because they shouldn't, because it doesn't like, unless you're really close with them, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, cause it doesn't like matter. Like, it's like you're just one person out of the 6 billion in the world. You know what I mean? Like,
fucking
yeah, exactly. I got problems. Like, we all have problems. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it's like if my feelings get hurt over something about it, like I talk about it to like my close friends or something like that, or I say it to my cats because but it's like like it's one of those things like I don't need to bother other people with like that kind of stuff, because it's like, one, you're just projecting that like negative energy on them, and then it doesn't help anything. It literally helps nothing for you to just get upset over it and like project it onto someone else, in my opinion, at least. Like, I don't know, I'm not like a fucking I don't know.
Well, because at the end of the day, too, if you if you kind of like put that energy back on somebody, you're just kind of sticking with like them. You know what I mean?
Victim mentality, right?
Yeah. Like if you drop you're down to the same level as the person that like did whatever, like then you're the fucking might as well be the same person.
That's actually what happens a lot with like that actually is what happens a lot with like almost even relationships with people, is that so say there'll be like a relationship, one person makes more money than the other, one person seems like that they're more attractive, they're funnier, they make more money, they're just like whatever, they're like
they'll beat that tier person in every category.
Exactly. And then the other person feels like almost like that they're lesser of them, and then they're afraid that they're going to lose this person because of that, so they do like there's either one or two things to do. It's either you step up and get to their level, or at least try to, or you bring them down with you, and that's what people will try and do. So it's a lot of times people will be in a relationship and that's why like they almost make their other significant other feel bad, which is like
you want to be with someone who pulls you up, not pulls you down.
Exactly.
I've been in those relationships where like that other person tried to bring me down like with her because and she had her own demons, like when I look about it, she also had like a really bad drinking problem, whatever, and I was kind of always like, I was always trying to be that person, try to help her and be more supportive of her. But it's like the tougher that I tried, the further I went down.
Yep.
It was fucking weird. Like I was trying to make her life better, put more energy into that than she was on herself.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that.
Yeah. Like,
that's like me and my ex, like my kid's mom. Like it was bad. Like, cause like we both like had our problems back then, like as far as like depression and shit. And then us being together, like it just literally dragged both of us down, like to the point where like
especially when both people aren't healthy. Like, sometimes trauma bonding helps, but a lot of times it doesn't either. It can go either way, really.
It just for me it just made it worse.
Well, I mean, like if you look at it in the sense of like, so say two people get together and they're both like they just can't go out in public, they're so bad with it or whatever, and then they both like say like love museums or something like that, but they just can't go because they can't be around the people. If these two people can go to the museum together and they feel better about it, that is like good trauma bonding. You know what I mean? Because they both have this trauma, but they can both help each other work through it. But then there's the other kind where it's like, you trauma bond over, say, the same thing, to where it's like you don't like going out in public with people, and then you just like feed off that. You're like, yeah, we don't want to go out ever. We're just gonna stay at home and like not fucking like ever go associate with people and not try and get better. And like that's like negative trauma bonding. So it'd be like the same thing as like you both were like not helping each other in that sense. And it's like that's sometimes
it was bad.
That's dude, but that's like tough. Like I've been in that same situation to where it's like the same thing to where like you just both like are not necessarily, you're both feeding off of each other's negativity because it's comfortable, it's easy. Like you don't want to do the difficult part. You don't want to take you want to take the path of least resistance and do what's easy and not go out and not go enjoy the things that you want to actually do because you don't want to go.
And it's so easy to slip in that comfort mode, dude, of just staying at home, throw a pizza in the oven, turn the Xbox on, boot up the computer, dude.
Yep.
It's like, it's so, Americans have the most comfortable life like ever.
Yeah. And then that's what happens. That's why a lot of people like don't succeed in a lot of things, is because they become too comfortable and then they don't want to like
or you're with someone else who's too comfortable.
That's exactly.
That'll
and it's like
when
you're both
quick.
When you're both comfortable, then it's like it's so easy to sit there. Sometimes it's like, okay, like say like you got a good job and blah blah, and like, you know, the only thing that you really want in life is you and your significant other to have kids and like raise your children, and like you be comfortable with that and like not really like try and do anything crazy and like, you know, own this company that you're like working for or something like that, you know, like rise up. Like that's a whole different story. Obviously it's like everything where there's like a, you know, there's a certain push pull with everything, but like, yeah, you definitely just don't want to get too comfortable in general, because then you're not going to move forward. Like
if you're on that fucking grind, like you gotta pretty much dedicate like all of your time to it. If you like work a fucking
and sacrifice
life.
some relationships.
Oh, dude,
too,
I've sacrificed like everything.
Yeah,
like I don't.
Romantic.
Fuck, I even cut off my dad for this stuff just because like he would like screw with my mindset. You know what I mean?